What up, bro?
D Rosie, what's up, man? Put my hat on right here.
Yeah, you're wearing the JOMBOY media hat. Nice, good work. I'll explain what lid I'm wearing in just a little bit. First of all, how'd the poker go last night? Good? Fun?
I had a good night. Ran into some good hands, and that's all it really takes, Bluffed a few times, got called on my bluff a few times.
Got it. Don't
It's
give
all
away
part
all
of
the
it.
info because I might be joining next Tuesday. I
I hope
appreciate it.
you
I want to let
do.
everybody know that Plouffe called me, FaceTimed me as I was driving home from San Diego. We were helping my oldest son move in. He was like, "Come on, we're going to poker tonight." I was like, "Dude, I can barely keep my eyes open." It was a rough 40. Yeah, I'm kind of weak, but
Soft.
I know. So I'll be there. I'll be there soon enough. Don't worry. Don't worry. Quick reminder, today's Instagram Live brought to you by our friends over at Foco, foco.com/JOMBOY. If you use the keyword JOMBOY15, you're going to get 15% off your order. Pretty dang cool. They're going to gear you up for baseball season. They've got the straw hat. I put mine somewhere. I don't know where it is. They've got great T-shirts. They've got the cool shirt I was wearing yesterday. All sorts of stuff. They got slides. Whatever you need. Whatever you need. They're here to suit you up for the last, what do we have, 75 games left in the season? So go get yours today. Cool.
Hey, I want to tell you something.
Huh.
I haven't looked at these questions at all, okay?
Oh, this is going to be
Things
fun.
are going down. Some people are sick in the house. I'm taking on a lot of different roles today, so I had no chance.
What's the matter? Are we okay?
Everyone's good. Everyone's fine. I'm just saying I've had to do a lot. Didn't even get a chance to look at these questions, so
okay. Well,
here we go.
Here we go. Take a deep breath. Sometimes, sometimes it's show and go. Sometimes you just got to roll. No BP.
C-Rose, I love show and goes. Show and goes.
Let's do it. First one, did you at least catch the end of the Dodgers-Giants game?
I did.
Okay. So Will Smith, a pinch hit, two-run homer. Was it two or three? Two-run homer, I believe, to win it. They were down 6-1. Turner got hurt. We think Muncy got hurt. They had no bets. Is it just another win in a very competitive division, or is this a wow game?
Oh, shoot. I think it's a gutsy win that you feel really good after, coming from behind like that. I mean, they did lose. Muncy and Turner both got hit by pitches, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's never good. Hopefully they're okay. But to win a game like that, to come back, against a guy like Rogers who's been really good, I think he blew a save against them before too. So maybe the Dodgers have his number. But for Will Smith, he came off the bench and hits a 3-run Jimmy Jack to win it. I mean, those are the games you're you go into the ninth inning wanting to win, but the win probability is not in your favor. To go steal one from the Giants, I think it's more than a regular win. And I think I haven't looked at their post-game press conferences, but I bet you all of them are saying wow, that was a big win. Wow, we really needed that because the Giants took game 1 of the series.
Yep.
So, to take this one back and then to have that momentum come with you today, it's a big game.
So it was interesting because Gabe Kapler on the other side of things, if the Dodgers were playing up the game, Gabe Kapler was like, I can't wait to get Rogers out there tomorrow and run him out there and have him wash this one away. It was typical. It was manager speak 101, and that's nothing against Gabe Kapler. All the other 29 guys would have said the same thing, and that's what you have to say because Rogers has been so good. For me, here's where it makes things interesting for me. The Giants, I told them earlier this week, have got to believe in themselves that they can compete with the Dodgers the rest of the year. And if they do, they've got to make a trade. They've got to make a trade for a swing and miss guy at the end of the bullpen. McGee, I know they had him in the 8th inning last night. He's much more of a swing and miss guy than Rogers is. They had him in the 8th because of the lefty situation, which I get. Rogers, who's been great this year, is one of the worst relievers you get in strikeouts. And you are going to need that in huge times. And if the Giants are going to, let's do it now. This is not like a young up-and-coming team. This is an old team with a lot of guys on expiring contracts. Crawford, Belt, Cueto, and Posey each have $22 million options next year. Gosman can be a free agent. Wood can be a free agent. So if you're going to go for it, let's go for it now. And last night showed me that they've got to make a deal now.
I agree with everything you said, man. They definitely swing and miss at the end. And I think Gabe Kapler is right. In the grand scheme of things, it is just another game. And I don't think the Giants are worried about competing with the Dodgers at all. I think they're a very, very confident team. But they do need to add a piece. If they want to go out there and be like World Series or bust, they need to add a piece in the back of the bullpen.
Somebody in the chat, let me go back here a little bit, just mentioned Joey actually just said Chris Bryant to San Francisco, calling it. I would love it. They're left-handed heavy in the outfield. Yaz and Duggar have been great. The rest of the pieces are pieces. They're guys. They're solid. And you can say, well, let's look at our lineup in like 2012 when we won it all. I get it. This is a different team. Buster Posey was the MVP this year. He's a decade older now. He's been great.
He's been great. He's been great. But don't talk bad about Buster Posey.
But do you think he's the MVP this year?
No, but like, what does that mean? Like, there's only one MVP every year.
I know, but he's not even a top 10 guy.
Dude, he's raking, Chris. I'm not gonna stand here with any Posey slander. Okay, even though
I'm not slandering him. All I'm saying is that he's not the same as he was in 2012. How is that slander? That's fact.
Put some respect, all right?
Oh my God. I love Buster Posey. You guys are getting this wrong. All I'm saying is that in 2012, he was carrying them at times. How little we forget. God. All right, next. Cubs, speaking of comebacks, 6th spot in the 9th. They had like less than a 3% chance of winning going into that inning. They ended up beating the Cardinals against Alex Reyes, who blew his first save. We just talked about that the other day. And now both teams check in at 47 and 48. Now we look at the Cubs and say, definite seller. They've already traded Jock. Moore's on the way out the door. Shouldn't we be saying the same thing about the Cardinals?
No.
Well, same record.
Yeah, but not every team is in a position to sell. I mean, what are we going to sell for the Cardinals? Who are they going to sell? The Cubs have clear sell candidates because they have expiring contracts, guys that are going to be making, most likely a ton of money next year. Mm-hmm. So they're going to have to pick and choose who they keep. So they have these guys to sell. If I look at the Cardinals roster, I'm trying to even think like who.
So here's
Andrew Miller.
Yeah, he's a free agent, but he hasn't been good. So it's Wainwright, Yachty, and him are the huge free agents. Guys, I mean, this is why I asked the question.
Yeah, they're not selling any of those guys. Maybe Miller, but not Yachty or Wainwright. No chance.
They can't. They're both 10-5 guys.
Yeah, they're both 10, exactly. They have to waive it, and no way. So yeah, that's kind of to answer your question. I don't think they will be sellers. Their window's a little bit different, and they don't really have the pieces. I really am going through their entire roster in my mind right now and thinking like maybe they have a bullpen piece that I'm forgetting. But everyone else is kind of young or like locked up or a freaking icon. So,
right, yeah, like you would never ever trade Reyes or Gallegos. Like those are guys you hold on to. I mean that's a couple years down the road when you're out of it. But you gave me the correct answer. Even though the records are the same, the situations are different. See, you're doing great on this stuff where you don't press.
I don't need to research anything anymore.
I told you. By the way, the Cardinals are bottom 5 in OPS. They can't hit the ball, so they're not going to the playoffs anyway. Everybody looks at them and they think because they're the Cardinals, because of the name on the jersey, that they're a playoff team. They're not. Sorry.
I mean, they haven't been. They haven't been all year.
Yeah. If they'd had Jack Flaherty the last 6 weeks, maybe they're only 4 out in the division. They're not. It's been ugly. Now, let's talk about some good stuff. The Seattle Mariners, have you noticed that I believe they're 7 games over 500? They're 3 out in the wild card chase. Better records than wild card would-be's the New York Yankees or the Toronto Blue Jays. Is this something that you're paying close attention to and saying it could happen?
I don't know. I mean, they're proving us wrong. If you look
don't give me the I don't know. Don't give me that. You know that.
Is it going to happen? No. And that's me. Look. That's me just looking at statistics and seeing like who they're up against. I don't. This was a few days ago, but I looked at like ERA plus, OPS plus. They're decidedly below average in both regards.
Wait.
So Mitch Haniger's been great. Someone said Mitch Haniger in the chat. Yeah, he's been carrying the team. Ty France has been really good. We're a J.P. Crawford company, so we love J.P. Crawford. I just don't think they have enough to go up and pass. They'd have to pass Oakland and Tampa right now, right?
Well, just so they have to catch Oakland.
Oh, one of them.
Yeah, that's the team that's holding the second wild card.
And I just don't see that happening. So no, like in my opinion, it's fun to watch them. Their window is coming, Chris.
Right.
Their window is coming. Like they're right now they're framing their window. They demoed
I
the
like that.
wall. They're framing their
Framing the
window. It's the window's not there yet. So like it's awesome to see. I can already see it's going to be a great window, big one, beautiful view outside of it. But it's not. The window's not in yet.
No, it's not. And I know that's hard to hear because they have not only the longest playoff drought in baseball since 2001, they have the longest playoff drought going of the 4 North American sports. So it's hard for them to swallow. And a lot of Mariners fans are like, you don't watch enough Mariners baseball. We're really good. I have watched some, and they're not an easy watch. I mean, they're last in the league in batting average, last in OPS. Kikuchi's been really good. Flexen's been great with them as well. Gilbert has shown us some flashes of what has made him a top prospect. Kendall Graveman's been great out of the bullpen. But if you were to ask me, how are the Seattle Mariners in this spot, I would say I have no idea. Zero.
I don't really know either. I mean, you mentioned some guys. Graveman's been incredible. I was his teammate when he was a starter, and I was always wondering how he ever got hit. How do you ever get? He's one of those guys. There's a handful of those guys around the league. You're like, you have the most nasty stuff. How do you get hit? And he's been kind of that. Get him out of the rotation, put him in the bullpen, and let him just eat. And he's been phenomenal this year. And is he you can't trade him now. Obviously they're going for it this year. They're not going to be trading away pieces. So that's a great find for them. But yeah, I just don't see them. I just don't see them on the same tier as Oakland or Tampa.
No. And by the way, that's not a shot at the Mariners.
No, not at all.
If anything, I think it shows tremendous respect for their organization that they're winning games when you can't pinpoint why they're winning games.
I can actually. We know why. They rallied each other after they were pissed off at the front office. Seriously, I'm sure they were like, "Fuck these guys." Okay. You know what I mean? They're possible. You got to rally around something.
Yep.
And that happened early in the season, and they've been good, pretty much the entire way.
By the way, real quickly, I've gotten a ton of people asking in the chat what I'm wearing today. So yesterday I was wearing the Durham Bulls hat. Everybody thought it was the Denver Broncos. It was a Durham Bulls hat. This is the alternate Durham Bulls hat. It is the Cervezas de Durham. So it's special. We'll leave a link in there where you can go and shop. Cool stuff. I'll put it out on social media for you today. I love this thing, man. It's hilarious.
First of all, I love a Mexican lager more than anybody. It's my favorite type of beer. But in Durham, a Cerveza de Durham?
Why not? Just, we're trying to expand people's thinking.
I've been to Durham. I'm just saying. It doesn't seem like you need beaches and hot
Have you played
weather.
in that stadium, by the way?
I have.
Did you hit the bull? Oh, it's in right.
No, I only played a few games there, and no, I did not hit the bull because mostly I was facing the Rays freaking pitching. Do you know about the Rays pitching? You ever heard of the Rays pitching? It's freaking good.
That's funny. All right. Great tweet last night after the NBA Finals from my buddy Andrew Hawkins, who works with me over at the NFL Network. He said, "Hey, the Bucks win the Super Bowl. The Bucks win the NBA Final. Don't know how the Buccos get better in Pittsburgh, but they better get their shit together. Do you think that the Pittsburgh Pirates can win a World Series before you become a grandfather?"
Jesus, Chris. This is a question?
It's so terrible.
It's a bad question. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's a bad question. I'm going to say yes. I don't know how many years I got to tell my grandpa. Let's just say 20.
More than that, bro. You got kids that are 5 and 3. Keep it going.
Yeah, 25. I don't know. I had him at 25, I think, or 26, or maybe I did. I have no idea when I had him. Never mind.
Wow, you became a young daddy, huh? No. Your son is 20.
Yeah, I'm 30.
35.
I was 30.
I'll tell you what you didn't do last night was your homework, your math homework.
I didn't do my math homework. Okay, so 25 years. Yes, they're going to win a World Series. Key Brian Hayes is going to bring a World Series. Cole Tucker is probably going to be the World Series MVP. And who else is on that team? I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. I'm going to say yes because I want to give Pittsburgh fans something to think about for the next 25 years.
I do too, because they just had the number 1 pick in the draft according to all draft pundits, they knocked it out of the park this draft.
Wait,
so hopefully,
I thought people were mad at their draft pick.
No, I think that they were okay with. No, I think they were okay with the entire draft. Is what I'm saying. I think they looked at the totality of the draft and they felt good about it. I will say this: if people had asked when I was 8 years old, Chris, do you think that now that the Pirates have won a championship that they'll win another one before you turn 50? I would have said, of course. It hasn't happened.
Well, you know that division.
Dude, if they have to wait like another 42 years, you're going to be, how old are you right now? 35? You're going to be 77? You'll definitely be a grandpa by then.
I don't think I'm ever going to age, actually. So,
yeah. Dude, you make me laugh.
That's how I feel.
Are you like A-Rod in that? Do you kiss the mirror when you work out and stuff?
No, I honestly don't even think that highly of myself. But sometimes you just got to create false confidence.
Really?
Run with it. Yeah.
Do you cry to
I want to
Olivia
say
after
this
we're
though.
done here?
Huh?
Do you cry to Olivia after we're done on these Instagram lives and say,
"No,
I don't know if people like me"?
I'm not really like an emotional guy that much.
Oh, I am. I cry all the time.
I did watch you, Chris. I want to say this before we move on to. You have another question, right?
I do, but go ahead.
Teddy and I watched BattleBots this morning, and we saw you. I think this was 2018, maybe.
Oh, that was the fatter me.
Yeah, you were chubby, and you had no beard, and you could really see the chub. You looked really young, though.
Well, that's because I've got gray in my beard.
The beard has aged you like crazy.
Well, that's it. I'm shaving right after we're done. I cannot. Well, what else did you think other than I was fat and younger?
You guys did a great job. And Teddy loves it. And 100% we are sponsoring a bot next year.
Did he? What did he tell you? Did he like the show?
Yeah, he wants me to build him a robot. So that wasn't great. Like, I'm not going to build him a robot, but, you know, he loved it.
By the way, watch season 6. Go watch season 5. That was last season. That way I was clean shaven and a little thinner.
We watched
3.
Something Force. Bite Force? Yeah.
Badass bot.
Yeah, it is a badass bot.
All right, last one. You saw the clip of the Brewers fan who had gotten a hold of the foul ball behind the net and was high-fiving everybody around him except the muscle dude who he bypassed twice. Do you think he intentionally screwed that guy out of a high five, or do you think he just didn't see him?
I didn't see that.
Well, now we're showing it right now on our YouTube. I guarantee we're seeing it.
So you tell me. You tell me what you think.
Oh wow, this is very therapy of you. As you get back in your recliner. Are you charging me by the hour on this? Is this covered by insurance?
This one's free, baby. Let it out, Chris.
I would say that he ignored the guy because he kind of looked right out of the corner of his eye. If it had just been once, then I would say, yeah, he missed him. But it was twice. Oh. So I think he dogged him.
So this guy catches a foul ball.
Yeah, and he's high-fiving everybody. So the guy's sitting to his right, the muscle dude, no sleeves. It was very like Jake except tall. And so he ignored him, and then he went around, high-fived, and then he went back here and ignored him again.
Dang, that's cold-blooded.
Yeah, it was.
Good for that guy. Sometimes you got to let people know, like, I'm in charge of my high fives, not you.
By the way, are you okay with a guy going sleeveless to a baseball game? Isn't he just a little cheesy?
In fact, my good buddy Ryan Braun went to Milwaukee yesterday. Went to the baseball game, then watched the Bucks.
Nice.
Do it. And he wore a sleeveless. He wore a basketball jersey to the game. I'm like, Ryan, put those things away, man. Like, you need to be like a little bit more. What's the word? Professional or something?
No, but I mean, if he was going to the Bucks game, are you not allowed to wear?
He changed for the Bucks game though.
Oh, he changed in like.
It was just sleeveless for the game. Oh. I'm not a fan of that.
No.
I don't want to see your armpit hair. I don't want to see your guys' armpit hair.
No, not a fan of it.
Do you have gray armpit hair?
Clean that shit. Holy smokes!
Did you hear me? Do you have gray armpit hair?
No, I don't have gray armpit hair. Now you're getting now it's getting weird. I shaved all my chest hair. So most of it's
what an episode.
Tell what color it is. I'm going to get rid of this now that you said I look old. Oh
I think God. Look, man, you got to trim it up a little bit. You can't just let it go unless that's what you're trying to do.
No. I've got to clean it up. But I was gone for a couple of days. It's really grown. It's out of control. All right, what do you have coming up on JOMBOY Media? Enough of this shit.
I have a sequence coming out tomorrow that I'm actually going to go record right now. And then, yes, this morning our Wednesday episode of Talking Baseball came out. We kind of just went through a bunch of different topics. Jeff Passan, we called him just in the middle of the show, and he picked up, and we had a nice little conversation with him about some of the trade deadline stuff. We talked about USA Baseball. A good episode. You know, if people like to hear us have banter and we still were informative around of topics around the league, but it's the Wednesday episodes are when we just like go for it. And it was good. So go check that out. What about you?
So I recorded Miguel Rojas and Eric Hosmer yesterday. A lot of fun, good stuff. Hos can really fill it up. So we talked about everything from style to what it's like playing with Tatis, what it's like catching like a 94-mile-an-hour throw across the diamond from him. Some great Salvador Perez stories from back in the day. His appearance on The Tonight Show after he won the championship in 2015. Some really, really good, fun stuff with Hos. And then tonight, I just booked something special. I'm going to do another Instagram Live, but from the JOMBOY Media account, because I'm going to be joined by Nick Castellanos and his son, Liam. I don't know if you've been following this story.
I saw the story, yeah.
Yeah, where his son, drew the T-shirt of his dad for his 29th birthday, and Nick ended up wearing it on the purple carpet at the All-Star game in Denver. And now Liam is going to sell the shirt with part of the proceeds going to charity. There's going to be a T-shirt company involved in Cincinnati. It's great. So those two are going to join me for a little discussion. It's going to be so much fun.
I love that. That's great, man.
Yeah. Good way to kind of get away from the field with a little father-son action. Probably swearing will be minimal during the Instagram Live, unless it comes out of Liam's mouth. I don't know if that happens. I wouldn't think so with the 7-year-old, but you never know. So
hey, I'm never going to prep for an episode again.
Dude, you knocked it out of the park with the exception of the last question.
The last question was tough.